Hi Capricorn, and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast. This is for June 10th through June 16th, 2019. I'm going to start by pulling a card for overall energy for the week, Capricorn. So let's see what comes out for you guys. Okay, ooh, angel aura communication. So Capricorn, this week is a week of conversation, of expression, of articulating yourself, of others articulating themselves and expressing themselves to you. Because her eyes are closed there, I feel like some of these conversations are going to bring things forward that you were not aware of, or help you connect the dots, or this could be like some happy, surprising type of information that comes your way through conversations. So let's pull some tarot dice, Capricorn, and get more insight about that. Also, with that, Capricorn, make sure everything that you're saying this week, you mean it. It's like, mean what you, man, I'm dropping everything. Mean what you say and say what you mean, Capricorn, this week with that card. Don't sugarcoat for the sake of somebody's feelings. Don't try to sidestep because you don't feel totally confident in who you're talking to. No, this is Spirit saying, like, no matter what it is that you have to say and express, just do it. Don't hold back. Don't sugarcoat. Just put it out there. Also, you can expect that you may receive that type of communication with somebody where they're just really straightforward and raw. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups. We have the Four of Wands, which I like because I kept noticing your card is number 4. We have the Seven of Wands, and I actually pulled out 7 dice for you guys, so you get more. You get the Seven of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Five of Wands, and lastly we have this Queen of Wands, which could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag that you are dealing with in this conversation. Okay, so what I see here, Capricorn, is with this Page of Cups, with the Seven of Cups, whatever's being talked about is of an emotional basis for many of you. And it's like there's a lot that's unknown, or there's a lot of fantasy about it. You know, this conversation that comes in, it's either this is something you've really been wanting and you're fantasizing about it, or this is like some emotional attachment to you, a friend, child, romance, you know, etc. And what is this conversation about? Well, it's about the Four of Wands and the Nine of Cups, which that is like happiness and stability. That's emotional fulfillment. That's wishes coming true, wishes coming in. So you guys are having these you know, emotional conversations about something that you really desire, or the other person involved really desires from you. And now with the Five of Wands and the Seven of Wands ending this, there's some internal conflict going on about this, okay? So it's like on one hand, this is like what's really wanted and really desired. But on the other hand, there's some apprehension, some defensiveness, some inner conflict about it. So let's pull some oracle cards and see why that is. Okay, so we have karmic balance. We have think twice. We have sadness. And we have nosy. Okay, Capricorn, listen. Don't speak would be next out, which, okay, I see. Capricorn, I really feel like whatever this communication is about, like it's, you don't want to, because with think twice and don't speak, it's like there may be a part of you that's really afraid to be open and vulnerable and really put yourself out there in the capacity, like I said, where we're real and raw and we're not sugarcoating. We're also not holding back in fear of rejection or rocking the boat. I see like you're kind of like, no, I don't want to do that. I really just want to keep this to myself because I don't want more sadness than I've already experienced, okay? Now, Capricorn, listen, I don't, even though conversation and communication is what's highlighted, either you're really holding back or the other person involved in this communication is really trying to hold back, okay? But on top of that, there's this external element that I feel like somebody's kind of watching or being snoopy, being nosy, like kind of up in your business. And that might be why you're wanting to hold back. It's like you're really afraid if you totally expressed and articulated yourself that it would get out to the wrong people. You know, like, man, let me sit with this for a second. It's just like, Capricorn, you know what you know, and you don't want to share it. You really don't for some reason. Also, you know, with this, and I feel this really strongly in the workplace or maybe even in the family because we have all this cups energy. It's like you have nothing but cups and fire, Capricorn, which is emotions and soul. So yeah, this is not, you're really affected by this, whatever this is, okay? Whether it's in the workplace or it's in your family. What I see here is like there's this desire where you want to speak up, you want to express, you want to say what you know, but it's almost like you're very fearful of that, the outcome of it, the internal conflict of expressing, which to me, based on this card and karmic balance, I really do feel like you need to say what you know, Capricorn, or really express your heart to the fullest, regardless of how you think it's going to be received by somebody else. Because to me, that really balances your energy and kind of frees you. Some of you, it's like whatever this conversation is about, you've really been holding a lot in. And it's bringing you a lot of sadness, and maybe you've just been trying to get bits and pieces of extra information before you say what you know. Okay, so for some of you, it's like you're really holding all of this inside of you and not wanting to speak, or like you want to, but you're really afraid to, or somebody's asking you to, and you're really holding back. Also, listen, Capricorn, for those of you where there is like just somebody who is incredibly nosy and gossipy in the workplace, make sure any sort of conversation that you're having in the workplace is very private and secluded, okay? Because there might be ears listening that you don't want to hear, or eyes watching. So really be mindful of that. If you have any sort of inclination that somebody could hear you and you don't want them to hear what you have to say, this right here, think twice, is your confirmation to be very aware of that, and just make sure that there's nobody that could eavesdrop and hear what you're saying if it's something of a very personal nature that you don't want to share with everybody, okay? Be very mindful of that this week, in like the workplace, in the family, in a friend circle, in if you go to school. It's, if you don't want people to know it, be very private about the conversation. Man, and seriously, Capricorn, if you know of like some injustice or something that's just not right, and you don't want to get involved, you don't want to speak up, and you don't want to say, listen, this angel aura. This is spirit coming in, especially with these right here saying you've got to say what you know, Capricorn, even if you don't want to, even if you're afraid to. It's like you're a piece of the puzzle here, and you help balance the energies by expressing what you know. And I see like you don't want to. You're so afraid that what you have to say is just going to backfire on you. I don't feel that's the case, Capricorn. I see that's the worry, but I don't feel like that's the case. You know, it's just, this feels really touchy to me. You know what? I'm just going to say this. You got to do what you feel is right for you. If, as much as I'm saying, you know, say what you got to say, if you don't feel like you should, and you're just not in a place to do so, if that's what you feel with every bit of you, then Capricorn, you've got to listen to yourself, okay? This is a general reading. And I just, man, I feel like some of you, you're so afraid to say what you know, like it's going to impact your livelihood, your happiness somehow, some way, your stability. Or Capricorn, this could be where what you have to say is like you feel like you're stabbing somebody in the back, or somebody you really care about, like you know that they're doing wrong and it bothers you that they're doing wrong, but you care about them, so you just kind of look the other way. And now this week it may come to light and you may be asked to speak and say what you know, which throws you in a huge internal conflict about, do I sell my friend out or do I speak the truth, you know? So no matter what, Capricorn, seriously, listen to your soul. And if you are confused, ask Spirit for big signs and confirmations about this, because this doesn't feel just light to me. This is like a really deep conversation, or somebody knows something that kind of makes them afraid that they know it, is what I feel with all of this. Or it's like they have to stab somebody in the back that they really care about by expressing the truth. And because all of this is so sticky like that, that's why I'm like, you know, you've got to do what you feel is best at your soul level, because this is just a general reading. This is not a personal reading. If it was personal, we would be pulling so many more cards about all of this, okay? But it's just a general for all Capricorns. So you need to take what part of this fits for you and really listen to your soul about what to express and what to articulate and what not to. I mean, with Angel Aura, I feel like you put it all out there, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but. But again, you know, this is general, so you've got to do what feels best for you. Let's pull some advice. Okay. All right, you actually had two. Okay, so we have Blessing in Disguise. Whatever you lost through fate, be certain it saved you from pain. And then we have Moving On. The root of suffering is attachment. So Capricorn, these being your advices for the week. This to me is like, and look at 7, 3, and 4 would be 7. Wow. You listen to your soul. Whatever you've got to let go of, let go of. If whatever you lost through fate, be certain it saved you from pain. Capricorn, I do feel like many of you have to speak against somebody that you don't want to, or that you really care about, and it's killing you. It's causing a lot of internal conflict, and you're afraid to lose the relationship or whatever. But with these two as your advice, however it plays out, trust that Spirit is saving you and protecting you and moving you on. So if you feel like you've lost or it's unfair, Spirit's taking you away from some really heavy energy that's just, like I said, very sticky. Okay, so Blessing in Disguise and Moving On. These are your advice. Capricorn, apply it how it fits for you. I know this was a very weird reading. I do apologize for that. It actually threw me for a loop compared to the others. It just feels a bit more serious. So that's why I'm like, please listen to your soul. That is the truth for you personally, because this is just a general reading. So listen to your soul. And if everything inside of you says, speak up and say what you got to say, then follow that. If everything inside of you is like, don't do it, follow that. Like, you've got to listen to your soul, all right? But blessing in disguise and moving on, those are your advice. So that is your messages for this week, Capricorn. I am wishing you all the best. Take care.